All right, you guys, this is a little bit of a different video that I normally do. I normally do breakdown gameplay videos, but this particular video, I want to talk to you guys about my top 10 Dream DLC characters for Street Fighter 6. And by the way, this is just my opinion. It's okay if you disagree. I just want to give you guys 10 DLC characters I would like to come to Street Fighter 6. So let's go and let's get this started. All right, the number one character who I want to be a DLC character from Street Fighter 6, you have to know it. It is our boy, the swag man, the gentleman himself, keeping it classy, Dudley. Dudley is one of the coolest Street Fighter characters ever, in my opinion. He fights with grace and class, and he's a boxer as well. And from a guy who is, a colored person, it's just nice to see a colored person as a cool character. Also, he has these dope machine gun blows. He has some dope lore with his waiter. And honestly, I really hope they bring back his waiter involved in, like his butler, in some shape or form. I just think that would be cool for his introduction. He comes in with his car, and maybe his a winning outro could be him going to his helicopter. I just think Dudley is one of the coolest characters in all of Street Fighter, and I just really hope he comes back in any shape or form because that dude is always keeping it classy. Also, another reason why I like Dudley as well is because Dudley is one of those type of characters, if you actually master him, you can be almost unbeatable. Like, if you guys heard of Smug, he does these amazing combo videos, and it's just crazy because Dudley is just that cool. I just think he's a cool character, and that's definitely my number one character who I want to be in Street Fighter 6. All right, number 2 pick is Ashley. It's a character that's on Ultra Street Fighter 4, which is Oni. I want Oni to be in Street Fighter 6 as a DLC, or maybe a hidden character, but because this is a DLC video, a DLC. And I would actually rather Oni replace Akuma. I love Akuma, we all do, but man, Oni was sick when in Street Fighter 4, so I would just love to see Oni as the new Akuma, so it could be a cool parallel between Ryu and Akuma. Well, Ryu, he doesn't do the Dark Hado anymore, and he is just does nothingness, like he is pure now. Vice versa, where Akuma is now absorbed into this Sausalito Hado and this pure evil now. I just think the contrast of two would be cool, and just to see his moveset with the Street Fighter 6 engine and graphics would be amazing. I just think Oni would be an amazing character to add in to Street Fighter 6. All right, my number 3 character who I would like personally to be in Street Fighter 6 as a DLC character is Sean. Sean is just cool, man. He's just one of those cool Street Fighter characters. But my pitch for Sean is I want Sean to actually don't be a joke character. I want him to actually master, how to be a Shoto, basically, like how to actually throw a proper Hadouken. I know that's a super on Street Fighter 3rd Strike, but I love him to actually master it. I think that would be cool. And maybe like one of his supers could be with his basketball. Like there's so much they could do with Sean, and maybe his fireball game could be about the basketball. Like he throws it like a basketball, something like that. They could do so much with Sean, and I would just love to see a proper Sean in Street Fighter 6, whether they do it the way that I think of, or even perhaps a different way. But I think Sean is just too darn cool not to make it. And I hope they keep his original design, maybe look a little bit older, whatever they do. But I just think Sean is just so cool. He has an awesome theme song. And it's one of the 3 characters that I actually use on Street Fighter 3rd Strike. So, if Sean comes in, I'm probably going to either main him or Dudley. Like, I just love those 2 characters. So I really hope Sean makes it in some shape or form. All right, my 4th character that I want to become a DLC character from Street Fighter 6 is actually Fei Long. I love Fei Long. I love all Bruce Lee inspired characters, because I just think they all are sick. Who doesn't like Bruce Lee? But Fei Long is one of my favorite characters. I like majority of Street Fighter characters, to be honest with you. I am a Street Fighter fan, but I always thought Fei Long was cool, and he is the grandfather, the master of the record combos. You know, when you do those chain S combos, the 1, 2, 3. You know, and I just think this would be a perfect game to bring them back with the art style and just the dopeness of Street Fighter 6. And on Street Fighter 5, we've seen teasers of Fei Long, whether that's that street stage where you see the little truck and sign of him. Like, there's so many references of Fei Long on Street Fighter 5, so I feel like this will be the perfect transition to bring him back in Street Fighter 6. And maybe during Street Fighter 6, he's actually, retire from acting and go full-time fighting. So maybe he actually take fighting even more serious than he previously has. I just think he'll be such a dope character to add in Street Fighter 6. My fifth character that I would like to be added on Street Fighter 6 is a character named Hugo. I love Hugo. You guys, Hugo is actually my favorite grappler of all Street Fighter games. I don't normally play with grappler characters, but Hugo is one of my favorites. Other than Alex, Hugo is actually my absolute favorite. He's sick, he's so bizarre. He has amazing things, so he's a monster. And so far, Street Fighter 6 doesn't really have monsters. They have one Juggernaut-esque character, which is that girl. I forgot her name, but she's like with the Spartan helmet and stuff. She's sick. I love all the Street Fighter 6 characters so far. But I just think Hugo would be even sicker as a real grappler. We all know Zangief is coming, but definitely a great parallel to Zangief is Hugo. And I just would love to see Hugo with this dope art style of hip-hop-ish, like we've seen in Street Fighter 3rd Strike, obviously, but even updated and improved on Street Fighter 6. Because I love how he looked at and played in Street Fighter 4, but we just have to have a Hugo. And if Hugo is on there, I'm definitely going to try him out. I just think Hugo is sick. All right, you guys, I do want to let you guys know that the next few characters is more on a dream side of things. These are characters that I would pray that would be in Street Fighter 6. So these next characters are characters from different stuff. And I just think it would be cool if they show up. So let's start it off with my number 6, which is Fulgore from Killer Instinct. You guys, I love Killer Instinct. The music in Killer Instinct is godlike. And the menu is godlike, the characters are godlike. I just suck at Killer Instinct. It's just not my forte, but I love the characters and the lore behind them. And Fulgore is one of the coolest. And I just think it would be cool to have a real robot character on Street Fighter. Like, we don't really have robot characters on Street Fighter. We have dolls, so you can kind of like argue that, or you can argue yourself. But I just think a full-on mechanical robot like Fulgore would be sick. He's just such a sick character. And they could do all sorts of cool, like, ultra combo, third super, or something they could do, or this beam. Just Fulgore is just cool. And I just think he would be a nice DLC character on Street Fighter 6. All right, my next character who I would like to show up on Street Fighter 6 is from a childhood game that I used to play with my oldest brother and my younger brother sometimes, which is Akira from Virtua Fighter. Listen, you guys know anything about fighting game history, Virtua Fighter was at one point in time was one of the greatest 3D fighting games ever. And I love Virtua Fighter 2 and Fighter Mega Mix. But anyways, Akira is such a cool character. He's a staple of Virtua Fighter and Sega. I just think he'll just be a cool character just to add, and just the rich history of Akira and Street Fighter, in the world of Street Fighter. It's a dream come true for a bunch of fighting game fans. I just think, just imagine Akira in a space like that would be amazing. And I would love to see what Capcom does with him. So Akira is my pick. All right, my next dream DLC character is my number 8. And it is from a franchise that I love dearly, which is Fighting EX Layer. Or my first time actually playing these characters was from Street Fighter EX Layer. But anyways, it is Garuda. Garuda is such a sick character. He is the Akuma in that verse of Fighting EX Layer. And just to bring him in the history Capcom and Street Fighter has with the EX Layer characters is filthy rich. And I would just love to see him in the Street Fighter 6 engine, in his gameplay, and maybe the dialogues they could share within the characters like Ryu and characters that was on Street Fighter EX3. It just would be sick. And I would just love to hear his theme again. And granted, you can hear it on the game that's on the PlayStation and stuff, but I would just love to see him in Street Fighter 6. Just be sick. Garuda is just one of the sickest characters. He's one of my favorites on the EX Layer franchise besides Alan. And I would just love to see him back in the Street Fighter 6 world. Alright, you guys, my next one is my number 9, which is from a franchise that I love just as much as Street Fighter, which is Tekken. And I would love to see Jin. Granted, I am a Kazuya fanboy more than a Jin guy, but I just would rather see Jin in this new Street Fighter 6 engine. Plus, we had Kazuya Smash, so, you know, I am good. And plus, it was just nice to see Jin, who is the protagonist and the main good guy in the Tekken world. You can argue because he's kind of a villain too. But just to see him in the Street Fighter world fighting Ryu in Street Fighter 6 would be awesome. Granted, they did fight each other in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. But just to have him return in a traditional Street Fighter franchise game, like Street Fighter 6, not a cross game, just Street Fighter 6, would be amazing. And maybe change his moveset, what they had him on Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Maybe change it up a bit. But I just would love to see Jin Kazama on Street Fighter 6. And just imagine just seeing him on there. Twitter would break. It would be amazing. Just would love to see him. All right, my last pick, my number 10, is from a franchise that I don't really know too much about. I played the 5th one, and I own the 5th one, and I own the 3rd one on the original Xbox. But anyways, from a franchise called DOA, Dead or Alive, and it is Ryu Hayabusa. It's one of my younger brother's favorite characters, actually. But I just think we need a traditional ninja character. Instead of Ibuki, let's just have Ryu from Ninja Gaiden from Dead or Alive. I just think it would be sick to have him in there and trade blows with the likes of Ryu and Ken would be amazing. Even Luke, the new main character in Street Fighter 6, and seeing Ryu Hayabusa in the new art style and the Street Fighter 6 gameplay would be amazing. And I just think he would be such a sick character to add on Street Fighter 6. And you guys, that is all 10 of the dream characters I would like to be in Street Fighter 6 at some point. Probably a DLC, most likely. And I would just love to see them characters, man. And, you know, tell me you guys' list of top 10 characters you would like to see on Street Fighter 6. And drop it down in the comments, man. Let me know. And if you guys stick around and watch this whole video, I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a nice day. See ya.